What is up, everybody? Zoo back here once again. Not in No Man's Sky, but hey, we're talking about No Man's Sky. What are we talking about? We're talking about mods. We're talking about how to install mods in No Man's Sky. Before we even get into it, this is for PC only. You cannot do this on PlayStation or Xbox, so you need to be playing on PC to use these mods. This website, Nexus Mods. Now, if you've ever used mods in any game, you're probably familiar with this website because not only do they have No Man's Sky mods, but they have mods for many different games. But we're looking at No Man's Sky. So here you can see just some of the many, there's over 1,000 No Man's Sky mods in here. Fast actions, I use that one. Better planet generation for origins, improves the diversity and scale and generation to make planets more varied and less predictable. That's a pretty cool one. I wouldn't use it personally, just because I stream and I want my game to look as similar to other players as possible, but you might want to use that. Fast refiners. No space dust and plasma. That's a good one. It makes pulsing in space look a lot better. Better ships. Removes C-class ships and makes S-class ships common. See, so these range from fixes, like Fine LOD, for example. This one works really well and helps with the pop-in more than Hello Games did with the update. So I use that one, and I think that's a really good one. So these mods range from just straight up cheats like God mode stuff to quality of life things that should probably already be in the game, and graphic enhancements, things like that. If you're worried about cheating or are these hacks, are you going to get banned? No. That's not the case. That's not the case in No Man's Sky. It's totally fine to use these. There's a couple reasons. One reason, you're not... No Man's Sky, you can't really affect another player's game. So it doesn't matter if you use every mod in here. It's not going to affect my game in any way if you get everything for free, So, well, how do we install a mod? So let's just say, for example, we want better ship transfer ranges. You come here, you'll get a description. It's always good to see when it was last updated to make sure it's a mod that gets updates. Like this one was updated October 26th, and it'll tell you here, little virus scan and stuff. But okay, so say you want to download that. I always do the manual download, so just do manual. And the slow, don't click on the ads, just wait a couple seconds and you'll see your download on the bottom left. So better ship teleporter. So with that zip file, what do we do next? Okay, well, I would suggest you do create a folder on your desktop called mods with a lowercase s. This is kind of like, I consider this like my backup mod folder. So I'm gonna create a new folder in here just for that mod we just downloaded. And I'm going to extract it here. Now sometimes these will come with a few different files, like a text file with some instructions and a couple different files here. But what we're looking at is this, the pack file. That is the file that we need for the mod. So before we start installing any mods into No Man's Sky, we only want to do one at a time and then test. Do one at a time and then test. Because if you throw a bunch of mods in there, you download a bunch of mods, throw them all in at the same time, and things don't work right, because these can conflict with each other. So you got to be mindful. And a lot of times the mod on its page will tell you, like, don't run this mod if you're also running this mod. So don't rush into this. Take your time. Do one mod at a time. Load the game up. Make sure everything works, then do an next one. So, okay, here is how we install mods. Now, let me just close this so I can show you from the beginning. Open Windows Explorer, File Explorer. So we need a new window. You can do that. You can press the Windows flag button and E will open one of those as well. And we want to go to presumably C, Program Files, x86. Steam. Steam Apps. Common. No Man's Sky. Game Data. PC Banks. Okay, so when we get to the PC Banks folder, you can see we have a Disable Mods text file in here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new folder in here, and it's got to be called It's got to be called Mods, uppercase, just like that. Okay, so what we can do now is here's the mods that I have that I used that I had copied over to my desktop. If we take all these mods, now I've been using these, so I already know what they do. But, all right, no, let me show you what you would do. You would do one at a time. So don't do what I'm doing right now. I've tested these mods already. Do one at a time. Okay, so now that we have those in the mods folder, they're still not going to work because we have this Disable Mods text file here. So all you really need to do is rename it to Enable Mods, but don't delete the Disable Mods text file. Copy it to another folder because you're going to need it. And now put Enable Mods in. So now when I start the game up, we will get a warning about mods. So what's important to know is when you use mods, whenever No Man's Sky puts... All right, see? So there's the mod warning, but, you know, you're going to see that anyway. So nothing to worry about there. If something doesn't work right, you just disable mods. You put that Disable Mods file back into the mods folder and you will be good. Yeah, I mean, just keep it in mind that every time there's an update, even a small one to the game, it could break the mods and you might have to wait for updates for the mods to come out. So that's why you can easily just put that Disable Mods text file back in the folder and it disables all the mods and you're good. So be careful. Don't jump into this and throw a billion mods in there at once. Do one at a time. Load it into the game. Make sure it works. Make sure you like the way it works. And that way it won't get too crazy. So yeah, there you go. That's mods on PC. I hope that helped someone out there. If it did, you can give this a thumbs up. If it was no good, you can give it a thumbs down and tell me what I should have done differently. And if you really like, you could subscribe. I would appreciate it. And it helps me out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.